There are many areas of life where people interact with simulation software, like when you're playing a video game or learning to pilot a plane. But have you ever wondered how the people developing these technologies are able to make them so realistic?
This week, Gadget Girl Carolyn has the answer. She's on location at McMaster University where she's testing out their latest and most advanced motion simulator.
We've seen motion simulators in amusement parks and in video arcades, but we've never thought to put one in a classroom setting until now. Dr. Martin von Mohrenschildt has implemented a motion simulator inside of his classroom for his software engineering students, and we're actually sitting inside of it right now. Now, Martin, how has this been utilized as a learning tool for your students?
I mean, the first thing I like to say is people think university is not fun, and I think this motion simulator is really the prime example that this is fun. I mean, why do we have this motion simulator? I mean, quite often students know about video gaming, so you're sitting in front of a screen and you get a picture. But this is not the full experience. If you want to have the full experience, you really have to fool more of your senses, not just the visual and the audio. You want to feel the sense of motion.
Exactly.
And that's why we have this entire contraption here.
So now, all the research they're doing with the motion simulation technology, where are some of the applications going to be for it in the future?
What we're really doing is, what the technology is used for is to study how a human interacts with a product. Quite often it is actually too dangerous to let a person do these kind of experiments. Let's think about driving a car on a highway with a high speed and changing a radio station or trying out some technology inside the car.
You don't want to actually put the person in danger in order to test.
To test this. Now here we can do this in a completely safe way and repeatedly. So we can put a different set of people inside the exactly same environments, exactly same situation, and measure very objectively of how they perform within these different situations.
Now, the results of how they perform are utilized to do what?
Oh, you want to design new technology. So if we're driving in the fog, we would like to have something in the windshield which shows us the distance to the next car in front of us.
Cool, because I know, it's really difficult to see in the fog, and sometimes having an indication of telling you how far you are away from a car would be super helpful, especially for people who might have a little bit of sight impairment to begin with. So can you give us a quick overview about how this thing is built?
So normally when you play video games, you just get visual impressions and audio impressions. The key element of this is that you want to have the motion. So we're sitting on top of a construct down here, which has 6 motors, which allows us to move through the different degrees of freedom inside the space.
So the 6 degrees, we're talking about 3 lateral, 3 rotational. The lateral is simple, your X, Y, Z coordinates, up, down, forward, backward, side to side. And then your rotational ones are all around the various axes of the object. So you can tilt left and right, you can tilt up and down, and you can turn left and right. So this is a pretty cool platform to be on top of because it utilizes all 6.
And doing all of this with 1 metric ton.
Yes, this thing weighs quite a bit. Now, virtual reality is being utilized in manufacturing. How is it being utilized for training purposes?
Pilots today are actually trained inside a virtual environment and can get a certification, and then they go flying. There's a very interesting aspect of it, and it's actually not easy to do, that the virtual environment is so realistic that it qualifies you to act in the real world.
So they actually have to get inside this virtual world, be certified, and then step into a plane.
Training. Now,
that's intense.
This would be very interesting if this could be generalized for driving. I mean, why wouldn't you not be able to do a driver's license inside a virtual car before you put anybody on the screen? And if the training is realistic, you could actually educate people in how dangerous it is to do it. So not only train them, but also give them the feeling of how bad such a situation feels.
They'll never want to be in it.
They never want to experience it.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been sitting here on the edge for a long time, and I'm just dying to get inside and try this thing out. Are we allowed to go in?
Oh, no problem. I started up and we can go.
All right, let's go. So Martin, that ride was a lot of fun. I truly felt like I was in this actual environment of driving the car. I felt the shaking. That's pretty intense.
Yeah, I hope you don't feel too dizzy.
Just a little bit, but not too much. So you've seen how motion simulators are being utilized in the classroom setting for students and their learning purposes. But we've also seen how motion simulation is being utilized for future applications and various technologies. So for all you gamers out there who are dying to have one of these in your home, you never know, it might be in store for you in the future.
when you think of furniture, you don't usually think of cardboard. However, UK designer Jill Miller has created the Cardboard Home Furnishing series. That's right, usable furniture that you can sit on, made out of cardboard, and if you're moving, no heavy lifting is required.
Jill designed these pieces to be fully functional and not just for display. All of his furnishings are made from thick, corrugated cardboard.
In his recent collection, Jill has designed full living rooms made up of these cardboard creations. From chairs, room dividers to side tables, this unusual cardboard collection of furniture could furnish an entire room. Not to mention, they do have an appealing, sleek, and modern design.
And when it comes to lighting, the cardboard collection has you covered with fully functional lamp designs.
And since these designs are made from 100% cardboard, it's safe to say that if you get sick of your furniture and need an upgrade, you can always recycle Jill's creations.
So now that your furniture is looked after, it's time to put your stereo system in place.
Earlier, we had the chance to talk to Sean Salim from Signia's in the Gadget Girlz studio, where he and I talked about the Nao Symphony Noir. This new and innovative system allows your Wi-Fi enabled phones to wirelessly stream music directly from the phone to the Nao Symphony.